And the Indian Sports Network is on the air. Good evening, everybody. This is Kenny Masterson coming to you live from Clopton High School in Pike County, Missouri. We are here tonight to see round two of the Class 2 District 5 girls basketball tournament. We just got done watching, or I did, just got done watching Clopton and South Shelby in a very, very good game. And Clopton came out victorious in that game. So they will go on to the championship game of this district tournament on Saturday afternoon at 4 o'clock. And the winner of this game, we're going to see the Elsberry Lady Indians versus the Paris Lady Coyotes, whatever you want to call them. We're going to see the winner of that game go on to the championship game, and the loser of this game goes home. That's the way it is with district play at the end of the season. This is the final game for one of these teams, and the winner will go on. Now, these two teams have met one time before, and that was this time last year in the exact same scenario. It was the second round of the girls' tournament, and Paris came out on top of that game in overtime. That was the game, I don't know if you were watching or were here or recall, but that was the game that Tess Weekly drove right up the middle with no time remaining and tied the game, sent it into overtime. Right before that, Claire Henry had hit a three-pointer, and that got him within 2 points with just a few seconds left, and then Tess Weekly drove up and was able to tie the game. So hopefully we can win this year, whether it goes into overtime or not. Hopefully the Elsberry Lady Indians can come out on top this time, and then they have their chance to play against Clopton. So the Elsberry Lady Indians are 16-10 on the season. Paris Lady Coyotes are 14-11 on the season. And they seem to be a pretty evenly matched team. I mean, the records show that. But they seem to be anyway. I was watching this Paris team the other night play, and the one thing that they have a huge advantage is in height with one of their players. We have Tori Hamilton. She's a senior, and she is 6'6" tall. So she just towers over everybody else out there on the floor. So any kind of shooting from right underneath or with rebounds, her arms can reach way up there. So again, I told you about this being the exact same game from last year, exact same situation, I should say. Same two teams, second round of the district tournament. And but this year, the Elsberry has averaged 39 points per game, and Paris has averaged 49.6 points per game. So they've averaged 10 points more per game. Points against, Elsberry has held their opponents to 35.8. Paris has allowed 45.4. So really that basically is the same thing. It's just up each one of them by 10. But it still works out to be the same difference of like it's about 3 to 4 points per game that Paris has scored 3 to 4 more points per game than their opponents. And Elsberry scored 3 to 4 more points per game than their opponents. So let's go ahead, and at this time we got a little over 9 minutes till this game starts. Let's go ahead and get a couple of commercials in here, and I'll come back with the rosters.
Since 1995, Heartland Restoration has specialized in all types of masonry repairs, concrete restoration, above and below grade waterproofing, snow removal, epoxy joint repair or replacement, and all types of floor coatings. Our mission is to serve you with over 35 years of experience, someone you can trust to do the job right the first time. If you have a project, big or small, please give us a call. Heartland Restoration, 314-993-6377.
Here at People's Bank and Trust, new technology improves our lives. We all know that, but when it comes to your money, wouldn't you just as soon deal with real people rather than recordings and electronics fingerprinting of the mega banks? We put technology to work so we can have more time for you. We're your community bank. People's Bank and Trust. Troy, Hawk Point, Winfield, O'Fallon, Elsberry, and Bowling Green. Financial security right here at home. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Everybody knows that high school sports generate suspense, excitement, and drama.
They also generate higher grade point averages, stronger work habits, and greater self-esteem.
Everybody knows that high school sports give us more value for our entertainment dollar.
They also give us leaders committed to strengthening communities right here in Missouri. The true value of playing sports in school can't be measured in wins and losses or dollars and cents. Studies show that participation in sports, along with other extracurricular activities, is one of the best ways to teach leadership, cooperation, accountability, and other invaluable life skills. Don't just stand on the sidelines. Encourage the young people you know to get in the game. When you do, you'll be helping them get ahead in life. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Missouri State High School Activities Association and the Missouri Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association. These days, the concept of value matters more than ever, and you'd be hard-pressed to find a better value than high school sports. Extracurricular activities, including sports, make up about 2% of the budget for a typical Missouri high school. In return, participation in sports promotes citizenship and sportsmanship. Sports also instill a sense of community pride and teach lifelong lessons about cooperation and self-discipline. They encourage physical fitness. They produce community leaders. By offering so many benefits to the community for such a small percentage of a school's overall budget, it's easy to see why high school sports are one of the best bargains around. The real cost would come from not having them at all. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Missouri State High School Activities Association and the Missouri Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
All right, let's go ahead and go over the rosters for these two teams. Just had about a little over 5.5 minutes to go till this game starts. For the Paris Lady Coyotes, who, by the way, are going to be the home team tonight, we have number 2, Delaney Whelan. Number 4, Gracie Hatton. Number 5, Hannah Christ. Number 12, Elizabeth Cupp. Number 15, Erin Heineke. Number 20, Sydney Price. Number 23, Briley Hancock. Number 32, Nicole Skinner. Number 33, Summer Price. Number 35, Kendall Mason. And number 44, Tori Hamilton. And for the Elsberry Lady Indians, who will be in their dark uniforms that happen to be red, we have number 2, Tanisha Henderson. Number 4, Peyton Robinson. Number 5, Addison Steele. Number 10, Candace Dow. Number 12, Kylie Kinsler. Number 14, Abby Jenkins. Number 15, Mackenzie Gladney. Number 20, Kelsey Plaster. Number 24, Lily Smith. Number 31, Bella Mawsey. Number 32, Olivia Kinsler. Number 41, Alyssa Love. And number 43, Tyra Henderson. That is the roster for your Elsberry Lady Indians. And like I was mentioning before, these games now are win or go home. So this is the last night of basketball for one of these two teams. Just have to see how that turns out. Like I was saying before, I think this is going to be a very evenly matched game. Whether it plays out that way, I don't know. But That's what I'm thinking it will be. So anyway, with a little under 4 minutes to go, let's go ahead and throw a few more commercials in here, and that way we get some of these out of the way, because during the game sometimes there isn't a chance to play too many of them, and got to get them in there.
Are you familiar with or have you experienced water damage in your business or home? Even if the damage is small, repairs can be very costly, not to mention the unpleasant sight and smell of the damaged area. It's okay, Heartland Restoration is here to help. Give us a chance on your next project. Call 314-993-6377 today.
Ever wonder where your hard-earned money goes when you deposit it? It stays here, at home, to help make living here what we've all come to expect. We've got everything the mega banks do, but we've made a commitment to our community. So when you're looking for the right bank, see People's Bank and Trust, Troy, Hawk Point, Winfield, O'Fallon, Elsberry, and Bowling Green. Financial security right here at home. Equal housing lender, member FDIC. You know, the people pulling the strings are usually hard to reach in today's mega bank world, but here at People's Bank and Trust, you deal with the decision maker at our community bank, which is what good banking relationships are all about. We all live and work right here. With us, you pull the strings. We're People's Bank and Trust, Troy, Hawk Point, Winfield, O'Fallon, Elsberry, and Bowling Green. Financial security right here at home. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Tonight's game is not only a competitive contest between these two schools, but it's also an educational experience for the students involved. Because high school activities are about learning life values, your friends at this local radio station and the Missouri State High School Activities Association remind everyone to do their part in keeping our hometown sports a positive experience for everyone. When you attend your next game, do your part to help rekindle the spirit of citizenship by showing good sportsmanship. You'll be teaching a positive lesson, and you'll be preserving a proud tradition in the state of Missouri.
People's Bank and Trust knows that every minute of your day counts, so it's good to have a few time savers on your side. Take internet banking, for example. It allows you to bank from home rather than having to make an extra trip to the bank just to check your balance, transfer funds, or view recent transactions. You can even pay your bills online, eliminating a trip to the post office for stamps. Best of all, People's Bank and Trust offers all of this free of charge. Visit us online at www.pbtc.net and sign up today. Just another example of hometown banking the way it should be. People's Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Okay, we are back, and we are getting ready to have our starting lineups. As always, I'll give you the starting lineups as they are announced, as you never know when they just might change at any given time. So I would say they're going to be giving Elsberry's first because they are the visiting team on this scoreboard. All right, so starting tonight for Elsberry Lady Indians. Number 2, Tiny Henderson. Number 4, Peyton Robinson. Number 12, Kylie Kinsler. Number 15, Mackenzie Gladney. And number 43, Tyra Henderson. So no big change in the starting lineup for the Lady Indians. Now for the Lady Coyotes. Number 2, Delaney Whelan. Number 12, Elizabeth Cupp. Number 20, Sydney Price. Number 32, Nicole Skinner. And number 44, Tori Hamilton. That's the starting lineups for your teams tonight. And I can guess who's going to be jumping for Paris, but I will just, I'll just take a guess and say Peyton Robinson for Elsberry. But I'm pretty well assured that it's going to be Tori Hamilton jumping for Paris. Let's just see if I'm wrong on that. Okay, as Elsberry comes out onto the floor, there's Paris out there. And I was right. It is Peyton Robinson against Tori Hamilton. Peyton Robinson didn't even jump. All right. They get the ball in deep to Tori Hamilton. She puts the ball up, and it's no good. She gets her own rebound, puts it up, and it's no good. Finally a shot by Nicole Skinner for 2 points. And Paris takes the lead 2-0. All right, Elsberry brought it down really fast. They get the ball on the outside. Tyra Henderson tried to drive the line, couldn't. And so here's Kylie Henderson. Kylie Henderson. Tyra Henderson put it up for a shot. Pass was broken up by Peyton Robinson. The shot was no good. And the ball belongs to Paris. Three-point attempt, no good. And Paris with the rebound. They put the ball up, and it's good. That's another 2 points for Nicole Skinner. She has all 4 of Paris's points. All right, we have Tiny Henderson out on the point. Gets it over to the high post to Peyton Robinson. Down low to Kylie Kinsler. Get the ball back out on the point to Tiny Henderson. She puts it up from 10 feet. No good, and Skinner is up with the rebound. The ball in deep to Hamilton. And that's not something you're going to see every day when the shortest one out on the floor gets the rebound. Gets the rebound against the tallest one on the floor. But that's what happened. Tiny Henderson got the rebound under Tori Hamilton. Anyway, Kylie Kinsler tried to put up a shot and was fouled by Tori Hamilton, her first foul. And the shot is good. Kinsler up for the second free throw. And it bounces off the rim, and Paris gets the rebound. They get the ball down fast. Get the ball in deep to Tori Hamilton, and she's up for 2 points. Makes the score 6-1. Cross-court pass over to Kylie Kinsler. She puts the ball up, no good. Tell you what, Elsberry's better start hitting their shots. They've missed all of their field goals so far. Still obviously early in the game. 3-point attempt, no good, and Tyra Henderson with the rebound. And she was called for traveling there. And Candace Dowell is down in the game for Mackenzie Gladney. Pass underneath to Tori Hamilton for another 2 points. And the score is 8-1. Paris over Elsberry. Tyra Henderson with the ball out on the high post. Candace Dowell now has it. Back out to the point to Tiny. Peyton Robinson looked at a three-pointer, put the ball up. She drove the line. Candace Dowell for 3. Off the inside of the rim, no good. The Elsberry girls are very cold in their shooting tonight. Pass underneath to Hamilton, puts it up and in for 2 points. That makes the score 10-1. 10 to 1. 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 10 Tyra Henderson tried to drive. And a foul. Tyra Henderson got her own rebound, or got the rebound off of Tiny Henderson's shot, and there was a foul on number 2, Delaney Whelan. It's her first. First shot for Tyra Henderson is off the inside of the rim, no good. Second shot is good. So 10-2 is the score. Elsberry has 2 free throws, and that's it. Cross-court pass, and now they threw it away. So it'll be Elsberry's ball. Peyton Robinson's going to take it out down at the end. Gets it into Tiny Henderson. Peyton Robinson out on the point. Gets it back to Dow on the high post. There's Tyra Henderson for 3, and it's good. And a timeout is called by Paris. With 3:46 remaining in the first quarter. The score is 10-5, Paris over Elsberry.
Hey, hon, what are you doing up so early?
Oh, I'm just getting ready to take care of some stuff with the bank.
The bank? I surely hope you're going to get dressed first. You'd get some pretty weird looks showing up in your robe and fuzzy slippers.
I'm not going to the bank. I'm doing it all right here from home using People's Bank and Trust online banking and bill pay service. I can check our account balances, transfer money, make a loan payment, and even pay bills, all from the comfort of my pajamas. Best of all, it's free.
Banking in your pajamas. Now, if we could only get the grocery store to deliver.
Start banking online today by visiting us online at www.pbtc.net. People's Bank and Trust. Hometown banking the way it should be. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
All right, there's a three-point attempt or a pass. I don't know which one it is to Tori Hamilton. And another 2 points for her. That seems to be Paris's game plan. Just get the ball to her under the basket. And she puts it up. Tyra Henderson tried to drive in and then pass off to Kylie Kinsler, and a foul was committed by Paris. That foul was on number 32, Nicole Skinner. Peyton Robinson with the three-point attempt, no good. Paris with the ball down the floor. "20-foot shot was no good for Paris. Tyra Henderson with the rebound. And she brings it down. Tiny Henderson tries to drive in. And she gets tripped up. That foul is on number 2, Delaney Whelan. That is her second. That brings in Gracie Hatton for Delaney Whelan. Candace Dowell has it on the outside now. Gets it into Tyra Henderson. Peyton Robinson looked at a three-pointer, changed her mind. And Tiny Henderson tried to take a shot, no good. And we're going to have a foul here on Paris. That foul is on number 20, Sydney Price. That's her first. That puts Peyton Robinson on the line with 2 shots. First shot is good. Score is 12-6 at this point in time. Under 2.5 minutes. Second shot is good. 12-7. 2:27 to go in the first quarter. And Elsberry's put put a press on. And Tiny Henderson put an easy shot up, and it was no good, but she did draw the foul. Foul is on Nicole Skinner. That's her second. So that puts Tiny Henderson on the line for 2 shots. First shot is off the inside of the rim and no good. Second shot is good. Makes the score 12-8, 2:20 to go. Paris gets the ball down, and Peyton Robinson steals it out of the air, and it was stolen right out of her hands. She stood there for a second to take a 15-foot shot, and the ball was knocked out of her hands. All right. There was a shot or a pass, I don't know which one, but it came over to Elsberry. Candace Dowell for 3, and it's good. Makes the score 12-11 with 1:40. And that ball stolen by Elsberry. 1.5 to go. Candace Dowell for 3. No good. And the rebound goes to Paris. And Candace Dowell grabs that, and Peyton Robinson slows it up. So Tanisha Henderson now with the ball way out on the point. Gets it to Robinson. Try to get this camera set here to cover everything. Robinson tries going up and dribbled off of her foot. And turnover to Paris. Paris slows it down at this end. They get it in deep to Tori Hamilton for another 2 points. Score is 14-11 with under 30 seconds to go in the first quarter. Tyra Henderson for 3, and it's good. It's her second three-pointer tonight. That ties it at 14. Two seconds to go, and Tyra Henderson has it, throws it up, and it's going to be no good. But that is the end of the first quarter, and we are tied at 14. Let's take a break.
The score of any athletic event is generally forgotten over time, but the actions of players, coaches, and spectators leave lasting impressions. The next time you attend a high school game, think of how history will remember you. Choose good sportsmanship and help rekindle the spirit of citizenship. Remember, the lessons you teach today will help develop better citizens in our communities for tomorrow. This message has been brought to you by your friends at the Missouri State High School Activities Association and this local radio station.
You're listening to the Indian Sports Network, courtesy of the Elsberry Democrat. Log on to www.elsberrydemocrat.com today.
Hey, we are back to start this second quarter. That reminds me to change my number here. Okay, we are now in the second quarter. Wasn't official till I changed my number. Scoreboard could show anything it wanted to, but wasn't official till I changed my number. We'll just go with that. All right, Elsberry out on the floor. At least 4 of them are. There's the 5th one. Tiny's on her way out. Elsberry with the ball in a tied game. Kelsey Flaster now in the game. Dowell has it out on the high post. Looking at Mackenzie Gladney. All right, that ball knocked out of the air, and Paris comes up with it. Shot was no good. Another three-point attempt, no good. And a foul, I believe, is going to be on Kylie Kinsler, I believe. Yes, it is. That's her first foul. And Tyra Henderson's coming back in the game. She's coming in for Kylie. Tyra for Kylie. They get the ball underneath to Tori Hamilton, and she's in for another 2 points. That's 12 points for her already in this game. Every one of them from right underneath. Candace Dow for about a 15-foot shot. No good, and Paris with the rebound. The shot, no good. Kelsey Plaster with the rebound. Gets it over to Tiny Henderson. She gets it to the top of the key. There's Dow for three, and it's good. And with that, Elsberry takes the lead, 17-16. Paris with the ball on the outside. They get the ball underneath to Tori Hamilton. Another 2 points for her. If they can find a way to stop that, then that's the key to that's 100% the key to Paris's game. Elsberry with the Tiny Henderson tried to drive in, and she drew a foul. That foul was on number 20, Sydney Price. That's her second. And that's a seventh team foul for Paris versus one for Elsberry. So that's going to put Tiny Henderson on the line for a 1-and-1. Shot was no good, and because it did not touch the rim or the net, then the ball is dead, and Paris takes over. Paris is leading this game 18-17, and they have the ball. 5:38 remaining in the first half. Underneath, and it rolls in to Tori Hamilton. Another 2 points. Like I said, it seems to be a bit one-dimensional. If they can stop that, then they'll stop the entire team. Tori Hamilton's a senior this year. I don't know what they'll base the team on next year. Right underneath to Mackenzie Gladney, and she couldn't hit the shot. Paris with the ball and a 3-point lead, 20-17. Underneath to Tori Hamilton again, and another 2 points. Tyra Henderson couldn't get her shot to drop, and Paris has got the rebound. Pass broken up, and Mackenzie Gladney grabbed it. Timeout, Elsberry.
People's Bank and Trust invites everyone to come to the game, the high school sports games that are going on right now. All area teams have put a great amount of effort and time in to perfect their skills, and they are ready to play. Support the community schools and students by cheering them on to a great season of games. People's Bank and Trust proudly supports the area teams and looks forward to seeing you at each and every game.
All right. 4 minutes, 14 seconds remaining in the first half. The score is Paris 22 and Elsberry 17. 5-point lead for Paris. Elsberry's ball out of bounds. Kinsler gets it in to Dowell. Peyton Robinson for three. It's no good. And Paris with the rebound. And that time their play didn't work. The one play they have, it didn't work. It went over the head of Torrey Hamilton. There was Kinsler for three, no good, and Paris with the rebound. They bring it up the floor. Score is still 22-17. Three-point attempt, no good, and it's going to stay with Paris. Kylie Kinsler tried to get the rebound, and it went off of her hand and out of bounds. Gladney's out of the game now. And I believe Tyra Henderson came in. Didn't catch who it was. And there was a foul called probably on Tyra Henderson. Yes, it was. That's her first. Team second foul. Right underneath to Gracie Hatton. Seven-point lead for Paris. A little over 3 minutes to go in the first half. Three-point attempt for Dowell, and it's good. Cuts that 7-point lead to 4, 24-20. And now they are fighting for the ball, and it looks like it's going to be a foul. It is on Peyton Robinson. That's her first foul of the game. And now Olivia Kinsler's coming in, and Peyton Robinson's coming out. And there's another 2 points for Torrey Hamilton. Three-point attempt for Tyra Henderson, and it's good. That's her third three-pointer tonight. Under 2 minutes to go in the first half. 3-point lead for Paris. And now ball stolen by Tiny Henderson, and she slows it up, brings it back out to the point. Puts it underneath to Kylie Kinsler, and she could not get the shot to drop from right underneath. And they got the ball into Torrey Hamilton, and she walked with it. Okay, Tiny Henderson has the ball, bringing it up the floor. Minute 20 to go in the first half. And now Kylie Kinsler was called for traveling. So turnover back to Paris. Ball on the outside. They got it in once to Hamilton. And that was 32. Nicole Skinner in for another 2 points. She just drove right up the middle. 28-23, 5-point lead for Paris. And that ball stolen by Paris, and they call traveling on number 20, Sydney Price, the one that stole the ball. So it stays with Elsberry. Tyra Henderson up for 2 points. 15-foot shot, and it went in. Paris brings the ball down. 18 seconds to go in the first half. Get the ball underneath. Now it's back out. 6 seconds. Here's a 3-point attempt. No good. And at the end of one half of this game of basketball, the score is Paris 28, Elsberry 25. So let's go over a little bit of scoring here. Very one-sided scoring as far as Paris goes. I'll get to that in a minute. For Elsberry, we have Tanisha Henderson with 1 free throw. Peyton Robinson with 2 free throws for 2 points. Candace Dowell has 3 3-pointers for 9 points. And Kyla Kinsler has 1 free throw for 1 point. And Tyra Henderson has 3 3-pointers, a field goal, and a free throw. She's running the cycle here. So she has 12 points in the first half. And for Paris, we have Gracie Hatton with 2 points. Nicole Skinner with 6 points. Tori Hamilton has 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. She has 20 points. So of their 28 points, she has 20 of them. That's what I was saying. You know, not to take anything away from that young lady, but seems like their entire play is based on her being right there in the middle. And if they were to take that out of there, it would take a lot away from their game. So, of course, I mean, that just the other players would just have to step things up a little bit. But right now they have everything based on her being 6'6". And so anyway, nobody is in any kind of foul trouble. There was only 2 fouls for Elsberry, 3 fouls, I'm sorry. Peyton Robinson has 1 foul, Kyla Kinsler has 1 foul, and Tyra Henderson has 1. For Paris, Delaney Whelan has 2, Sydney Price has 2, Nicole Skinner has 2, and Tori Hamilton has 1. So let's go ahead and break for the halftime while I take a break here. Give my voice a break.
Whether it's balls and strikes, fouls, or flags, your referees and game officials are a vital part of high school athletics. If you've ever tried your hand at officiating, you know how hard these men and women work, and you certainly know that they would never miss a call intentionally. Keep these things in mind as you attend sporting events. After all, respecting officials and authority figures is one of the most valuable lessons that we could teach our students. This message has been brought to you by your friends at this local radio station and the Missouri State High School Activities Association.
You know, the people pulling the strings are usually hard to reach in today's mega bank world, but here at People's Bank and Trust, you deal with the decision maker. At our community bank, which is what good banking relationships are all about, we all live and work right here. With us, you pull the strings. We're People's Bank and Trust. Troy, Hawk Point, Winfield, O'Fallon, Elsberry, and Bowling Green. Financial security right here at home. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
At Elsberry Pharmacy and Medicine Shop in Troy, we know what a pharmacy is meant to be. We take the time to know you and your healthcare needs. Most prescriptions are filled in 15 minutes or less, and we offer free local delivery and a friendly and knowledgeable staff to answer your questions. Better service, better value, better healthcare. Locally owned and operated and proud to be your local independent pharmacies in Elsberry and Troy. Visit us online at medicineshoprx.com. At Elsberry Pharmacy and Medicine Shop in Troy, we know what a pharmacy is meant to be. We have numerous programs to help your wallet as well as save precious time. Save money with our RX Savings Club program, and you can save time with our medication synchronization program, where we fill your prescriptions at the same time each month. We also offer our medication adherence program to help you remember to take your medications on time as prescribed by your doctor. Better value, better service, better healthcare. Locally owned and operated and proud to be your local independent pharmacy in Elsberry and Troy. Visit us online at medicineshoprx.com. Hi, my name is Jerry Callahan, pharmacist and owner of the medicine shops in Troy and Elsberry Pharmacy. We strive every day to bring better service, better value, and better health care to our friends in our communities. We want to say thank you for your support, and we're proud to be your local independent pharmacies in Elsberry and Troy. Visit us online at medicineshoprx.com.
Since 1995, Heartland Restoration has specialized in all types of masonry repairs, concrete restoration, above and below grade waterproofing, snow removal, epoxy joint repair or replacement, and all types of floor coatings. Our mission is to serve you with over 35 years of experience, someone you can trust to do the job right the first time. If you have a project, big or small, please give us a call. Heartland Restoration, 314-993-6377.
Here at People's Bank and Trust, new technology improves our lives. We all know that, but when it comes to your money, wouldn't you just as soon deal with real people rather than recordings and electronics fingerprinting of the mega banks? We put technology to work so we can have more time for you. We're your community bank. People's Bank and Trust. Troy, Hawk Point, Winfield, O'Fallon, Elsberry, and Bowling Green. Financial security right here at home. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Everybody knows that high school sports generate suspense, excitement, and drama.
They also generate higher grade point averages, stronger work habits, and greater self-esteem.
Everybody knows that high school sports give us more value for our entertainment dollar.
They also give us leaders committed to strengthening communities right here in Missouri. The true value of playing sports in school can't be measured in wins and losses or dollars and cents. Studies show that participation in sports, along with other extracurricular activities, is one of the best ways to teach leadership, cooperation, accountability, and other invaluable life skills. Don't just stand on the sidelines. Encourage the young people you know to get in the game. When you do, you'll be helping them get ahead in life. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Missouri State High School Activities Association and the Missouri Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association. These days, the concept of value matters more than ever, and you'd be hard-pressed to find a better value than high school sports. Extracurricular activities, including sports, make up about 2% of the budget for a typical Missouri high school. In return, participation in sports promotes citizenship and sportsmanship. Sports also instill a sense of community pride and teach lifelong lessons about cooperation and self-discipline. They encourage physical fitness. They produce community leaders. By offering so many benefits to the community for such a small percentage of a school's overall budget, it's easy to see why high school sports are one of the best bargains around. The real cost would come from not having them at all. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Missouri State High School Activities Association and the Missouri Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Are you familiar with or have you experienced water damage in your business or home? Even if the damage is small, repairs can be very costly, not to mention the unpleasant sight and smell of the damaged area. It's okay. Heartland Restoration is here to help. Give us a chance on your next project. Call 314-993-6377 today.
Okay, we're about ready to start this second half. Got minutes showing on the clock. They usually don't let that run down to 0. Change my quarter marker over here. I usually put halftime in there, but I didn't this time. We'll just skip on past halftime and be ready to start this game. It's going to be Paris's ball out of bounds to start this third quarter. So, Paris with the ball now. It was trapped out there, but they got it back out. And there's a three-point attempt, and it's no good. And there's a foul called on Delaney Whelan. That is her third foul. She's a major ball handler for Paris. So Tanisha Henderson brings it up the floor, picks up her dribble, gets it to Kylie Kinsler. Ball knocked out of the air. Ill-advised pass there by Kinsler. Ball knocked out of the air, and Paris brings it out down the floor. They get it underneath to Tori Hamilton, and she is called for an offensive foul. That is the second foul on her. So, ball out of bounds to Elsberry. Tiny Henderson brings it up the floor, gets it over to the high post to Kinsler. Peyton Robinson out on the point. Pass was supposed to be to Mackenzie Gladney, and a little miscommunication there, I think. And Paris with the ball. They get it underneath to Tori Hamilton again for another 2 points. And Tiny Henderson brings it up the floor. Peyton Robinson has it down on the low post, tries to drive the baseline. Tyra Henderson has it back up on the high post again. Tiny Henderson drives underneath to Mackenzie Gladney from right underneath, and it did not go in. So Paris with the ball, get it underneath to Tori Hamilton again, and she gets the 2 points and draws a foul. That foul is on Peyton Robinson. That's her second. And Gladney's coming out, and Dowell went in. I don't always keep up with the player changes. Tori Hamilton, first free throw was no good, and foul called on number 32. I think it's number 22. That's her third foul. That's Nicole Skinner. And so Elsberry with the ball out of bounds. It's 3 team fouls on Paris. 7-point lead for Paris with 5.5 minutes. And that's foul was called on. That foul was on Nicole Skinner. It's her 4th foul early in the 3rd quarter. That puts Kyla Kinsler on the line. And her first shot is good. So Kinsler up for her 2nd free throw. And it's good. Paris with the ball, and there is a foul called on, I believe, Tiny Henderson. Yes, it is. That's her first. Paris gets the ball in. Get it underneath to Tori Hamilton, and as she was going up, she was fouled by Peyton Robinson. And that is number 3 on P-Rob. Hamilton on the line for free throw, and it's good. Olivia Kinsler in now for Peyton Robinson. It's a good thing they have numbers on, because those two look a lot alike from up here. I mean, I can tell the difference, but because I know them, but they look a lot alike. Tori Hamilton on the line again. Free throw rolls in for another point for her. That's 26 points for her in this game so far. Tyra Henderson drives the line, gets it out to Kinsler. She is up with, shot was no good. And Elsberry gets the rebound. Okay, they keep it on the outside. There was 2 or 3 of them looking at three-pointers then. Tiny and Tyra and Kylie. All the way over to Candace Dowell. Back to Tyra. She puts up for 3, and it's good. That is her 4th three-pointer tonight. Underneath to Tori Hamilton, and the shot does not fall in. And that foul is on Olivia Kinsler. That's her first. And it puts Tori Hamilton on the line for 2 shots. 4 team fouls for each team. Free throw is good. And the second free throw is good. Elsberry gets the ball up the floor. Tiny Henderson drives in, gets it over to Kinsler, and her 10-foot shot is good. 36-32 is the score. 3:45 to go in the 3rd quarter. Shot was no good from Hamilton, but it did go in for Erin Heineke. And a timeout called.
Ever wonder where your hard-earned money goes when you deposit it? It stays here, at home, to help make living here what we've all come to expect. We've got everything the mega banks do. but we've made a commitment to our community. So when you're looking for the right bank, see People's Bank and Trust. Troy, Hawk Point, Winfield, O'Fallon, Elsberry, and Bowling Green. Financial security right here at home. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
All right, Elsberry's ball. 3.5 minutes to go in the third quarter, and Tiny Henderson brings it up the floor. 3-point for Dowell, and it's good. That's her fourth three-pointer for the night. It's a score of 38-35. Paris with the ball on the outside. They do get it down underneath to Hamilton. She puts it up and in. And Olivia Kinsler from right underneath puts it in and draws a foul. That foul is on Elizabeth Cupp. That's her first. Olivia Kinsler on the line for one free throw. And it's good. Paris with the ball. 2-point lead for Paris. 40-38. Three-pointed shot is no good. And Tyra Henderson with the rebound. Olivia Kinsler tries to get it underneath to Kylie Kinsler. They're cousins, by the way. Goes out of bounds off of Mark Twain. Wow, that's who they played the other night. There's a 2-point shot is good for Dowell. Score is tied with 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. And Tyra Henderson steals that pass. And timeout is called by Paris.
You know, the people pulling the strings are usually hard to reach in today's mega bank world. But here at People's Bank and Trust, you deal with the decision maker at our community bank, which is what good banking relationships are all about. We all live and work right here. With us, you pull the strings. We're People's Bank and Trust. Troy, Hawk Point, Winfield, O'Fallon, Elsberry, and Bowling Green. Financial security right here at home. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
All right, we are back. 1 minute, 51 seconds to go in the third quarter. Score is tied 40-40. Paris has 5 team fouls. Elsberry has 4 team fouls. So neither team is in the single bonus yet. And there is one Paris player with 4 fouls and one with 3 fouls. Peyton Robinson has 3 fouls for Elsberry. But Tanisha Henderson brings it up the floor now. .140. She gets it over to Kylie Kinsler, back out to Tanisha Henderson. Tyra Henderson for 2, no good. And Paris has the rebound. Right underneath, and Kylie Kinsler is called for a foul. The shot was no good. But Kylie Kinsler is called for the foul. That's her second. And that puts Erin Heineke on the line for 2 free throws. It rolls out. Wow, it was up there for about 20 minutes before it decided to go out. Second shot. I don't think I've ever seen one stay up there for as long. Bounced off the front of the rim, no good. Kinsler with the rebound, gets it over to Tiny Henderson. Kinsler for three, no good, and Paris with the rebound. Keep wanting to call him Mark Twain for whatever reason. Underneath to Torrey Hamilton, no good, and Tiny Henderson with the rebound. 43 seconds in the third quarter. Henderson, Tyra Henderson for three, no good, and Hamilton with the rebound. 30 seconds to go in the third quarter. Score is still tied, 40-40. We are looking at a recap of last year's game. This is very similar. And a foul is called on Tiny Henderson as Delaney Whelan tried to drive in. That's Tiny's second foul. Kylie Kinsler's coming out and Tyra Henderson's coming out. Olivia Kinsler's going in and Mackenzie Gladney went in. There was a shot by Torrey Hamilton that missed, and Elsberry gets the rebound. 8 seconds. Candace Dow's bringing it up. And I don't know if she was thinking there was more time on the clock or what it was, but she wasn't playing it like the end of the quarter. But either way, that is the end of the third quarter. The score is tied 40-40. So let's take a break.
Tonight's game is not only a competitive contest between these two schools, but it's also an educational experience for the students involved. Because high school activities are about learning life values, your friends at this local radio station and the Missouri State High School Activities Association remind everyone to do their part in keeping our hometown sports a positive experience for everyone. When you attend your next game, do your part to help rekindle the spirit of citizenship by showing good sportsmanship. You'll be teaching a positive lesson, and you'll be preserving a proud tradition in the state of Missouri.
All right, we are back for maybe the final 8 minutes. It's the final 8 minutes of regulation anyway. We just have to see if we go to overtime in this game. Right now the score is tied 40-40. Very evenly matched game. I said this reminds me a lot of last year's game. And we are starting the fourth quarter. Tiny Henderson has the ball way out on the point. Mackenzie Gladney now has it. Abby Jenkins is now in the game. Elsberry's trying to get something set up. Mackenzie Gladney tries driving. Peyton Robinson has it at the free throw line, puts it up, no good, and Paris has the ball. Tied score. And that foul is going to be on Mackenzie Gladney. It'll be her first. Nicole Skinner is on the line for a 1-and-1. She's out there playing with 4 fouls right now. First shot is good. That breaks the tie, 41-40. Second shot is good. 7:14 to go in the regulation, and the score is 42-40, Paris over Elsberry. Tiny Henderson with the ball. Brings it down the floor. It's very hard for them to get underneath. They the ball was stolen on the pass, and a foul called on Olivia Kinsler as Nicole Skinner tripped. Wholesale exchange for Elsberry. Out on the floor now is Tiny and Tyra Henderson, Kylie Kinsler, Kelsey Flaster, and Candace Dowell. First shot from Skinner is good. That gives Paris a 3-point lead. 6:56 to go in the game. Second shot is good. 4-point lead. Elsberry is caught up a few times, can't seem to pass him. And Tiny Henderson drives in, and she draws a foul on Tori Hamilton. That's her third. First shot for Tiny is good. Second shot drops in, and it's good. 44-42. Paris with the ball and a 2-point lead. And a travel called on Delaney Whelan. So that'll be Elsberry's ball out of bounds. Tiny Henderson tries to get the ball underneath to Kinsler. And as it was being fumbled around out there, Coach Carey called a timeout.
People's Bank and Trust knows that every minute of your day counts, so it's good to have a few time savers on your side. Take internet banking, for example. It allows you to bank from home rather than having to make an extra trip to the bank just to check your balance, transfer funds, or view recent transactions. You can even pay your bills online, eliminating a trip to the post office for stamps. Best of all, People's Bank and Trust offers all of this free of charge. Visit us online at www.pbtc.net and sign up today. Just another example of hometown banking the way it should be. People's Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
All right, after they get done doing some housework out there. All right, the ball is into Tiny Henderson. Paris has a 2-point lead. Elsberry has the ball. Kinsler for three. No good off the inside of the rim, but Paris gets the rebound. Cross-court pass, and Paris was all alone. And who's this foul going to be on? It was Tori Henderson drove up and created the foul. Foul is on Kelsey Flaster. That's her first. It's a 9th team foul, so it's still a one. And no, she was shooting, so it's two shots. First shot is no good for Tori Hamilton. Second shot is no good, and Kinsler with the rebound. Kylie Kinsler, that is. Tiny Henderson has the ball now out in the point, gets it to Tyra at the head of the key. She drives in. Shot is no good, did not draw a foul, and Skinner has the ball, bringing it down for Paris. And that foul is called on Tanisha Henderson. That's her third foul of the game. That puts Tori Hamilton on the line for a couple of free throws. First one is no good. Kelsey Flaster is out and Olivia Kinsler is in. That free throw is good. Tiny Henderson brings it down the floor. 45-42. 3-point lead for Paris. 5 minutes remaining in regulation. Kylie Kinsler for three. No good. What have we here? We have a foul called. We have a foul called on Elizabeth Cup that was away from the ball. That's her second foul. It puts Peyton Robinson on the line, or not Olivia Kinsler. Shot is no good. And Kylie Kinsler stepped on the line. So out of bounds and over to Paris. And Tori Hamilton with another 2 points. 47-42, 5-point lead for Paris. Tiny Henderson over to Olivia Kinsler, and it's in for 2 points. Three-point attempt, no good. And that foul is going to be on Kylie Kinsler. That's her third foul. Shot is no good. That is Sydney Price on the line. Four minutes remaining. 47-44 is the score. 3-point lead for Paris. And ball knocked out of bounds by Elsberry. Sydney Price missed her second free throw. Ball's knocked out of bounds by Elsberry, and Paris calls a full timeout. Let's go ahead and get another commercial in here.
Fans, when you attend a high school game, do you stand at attention during the national anthem? Do you cheer a good play by the opposing team? If your team loses, do you take it well in stride? If you have answered yes to any of those questions, you are showing positive examples of sportsmanship. Don't forget that when you attend high school events, young eyes are watching you for examples of acceptable behavior. By making a conscientious effort, you'll be helping our students grow into better citizens. This message has been brought to you by your friends at the Missouri State High School Activities Association and this local radio station.
All right, 3 minutes, 59 seconds remaining in regulation of this game. The score is Paris 47 and Elsberry 44. Right now we're looking at Paris having a double bonus. So every foul now will send them to the line for 2 shots. Elsberry is just now in a single bonus. So every foul now will send them for a 1-and-1. 10 fouls for Paris and 7 for Elsberry. Shot from underneath. That was Nicole Skinner for 2 points, and she draws a foul. That's Kylie Kinsler with 4 fouls. So Kinsler sits down and Peyton Robinson comes in. Nicole Skinner on the line for a free throw, and it's good. That is a 6-point lead now for Paris, 50-44. Dowell with the ball now and gets it over to Tiny Henderson. Out to Peyton Robinson, and she puts it up for 2. So 4-point lead now for Paris, and they have the ball. Under 3.5 minutes to go. And pass into Tori Hamilton for 2 points. So Elsberry with the ball out on the perimeter. Underneath to Olivia Kinsler, and the ball was fumbled around, and Paris came up with it. 2 minutes, 45 seconds to go in regulation. Three-point shot for Skinner, no good, and it's going to be out of bounds. Nobody touched it after the shot, so it's going to be Elsberry's ball. So Elsberry's ball coming to full length to the floor, 2.5 minutes. 6-point lead. Candace Dowell dribbling around. Tyra with the ball, Tiny with the ball, Candace with the ball, Kelsey with the ball for 3, no good, and Paris has the rebound. They have the ball and a 6-point lead. 1 minute and 58 seconds to go. And there's an offensive foul on Tori Hamilton. That is her 4th of the night. And Elsberry has the ball with 1:50. They're down by 6. Tiny gets it over to Kelsey. And Coach Carey calls a timeout, and it's a full timeout. Let's get a commercial in.
Hey, hon, what are you doing up so early?
Oh, I'm just getting ready to take care of some stuff with the bank.
The bank? I surely hope you're going to get dressed first. You'd get some pretty weird looks showing up in your robe and fuzzy slippers.
I'm not going to the bank. I'm doing it all right here from home using People's Bank and Trust online banking and bill pay service. I can check our account balances, transfer money, make a loan payment, and even pay bills, all from the comfort of my pajamas. Best of all, it's free.
Banking in your pajamas. Now, if we could only get the grocery store to deliver.
Start banking online today by visiting us online at www.pbtc.net. People's Bank and Trust. Hometown banking the way it should be. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
All right, we are back. 1 minute, 34 seconds left in regulation. Score is Paris 52, Elsberry 46. So a 6-point lead for Paris. And their main point scorer, the one they depend on for the vast majority of their points, has 4 fouls on her. But there's not much game left. But if it goes to overtime, they'll be hurting for that. But they got to get that far first. Elsberry has to tie it up. 3-point shot for for Tiny Henderson, no good, and Paris with the rebound. Minute 20. And Paris is going to dribble it around, try to milk some time off the clock. And Tiny Henderson just committed her 4th foul to get the clock stopped. That puts Delaney Whelan at the line. She has no points tonight. She has not scored at all. So this is her first trip to the line. Free throw is no good. Peyton Robinson's coming in, and Kelsey Plaster is sitting down. On the floor is Kylie Kinsler, Peyton Robinson, Candace Dow, Tyra, and Tanisha Henderson. Second shot is no good. Once again, Elsberry with the ball. A minute to go in this game. 3-point shot for Dow is good. That's her 5th three-pointer tonight. 52-49. Paris with the ball. And Candace Dow has to reach in, get a foul. And that puts Nicole Skinner on the line. She is perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She's 5 for 5 from the free throw line tonight. 44.3 seconds to go. Shot is no good. She is ready for a second free throw. The Elsberry crowd is very loud. No good. And Tyra Henderson gets the rebound. And she brings it up really fast. They give it to Dowell. Back to Tyra Henderson, over to Dowell again. And that cross-court pass was caught by Paris. 28.5 seconds, and Peyton Robinson just committed her 4th foul. So it's putting number 12, Elizabeth Cup, on the line for 2 shots. Free throw is no good. And a timeout called.
The score of any athletic event is generally forgotten over time, but the actions of players, coaches, and spectators leave lasting impressions. The next time you attend a high school game, think of how history will remember you. Choose good sportsmanship and help rekindle the spirit of citizenship. Remember, the lessons you teach today will help develop better citizens in our communities for tomorrow. This message has been brought to you by your friends at the Missouri State High School Activities Association and this local radio station.
All right, 28.5 seconds to go in this ball game, in regulation anyway. Score is Paris 52, Elsberry 49. So it's a one-possession game. We have several players with 4 fouls. Peyton Robinson, Kylie Kinsler, and Tanisha Henderson all have 4 fouls for Elsberry. Nicole Skinner and Tori Hamilton each have 4 fouls for Paris, along with Delaney Whelan having 3 fouls. And we have right now Elizabeth Cup on the line for 1 free throw. And it's no good. And Elsberry has the ball. 20 seconds to go. Dowell has the ball. And another timeout called by Elsberry. 15.9 seconds to go and a 3-point lead for Paris. We're just going to keep it right here. Again, 15.9 seconds to go. This reminds me so much of last year's game. 15.9 seconds to go. Both teams in a bonus. However, Paris is in the double bonus, And Elsberry's in a single bonus, so they're still 2 fouls away from the double bonus. Again, see, still Elsberry's ball, they are 3 points behind, so it's a one-possession game. And so what will they do? Will they go for 2 points and try to foul quick, get the ball back? Or will they try for a three-pointer and see if they can tie this game up? Ball out of bounds. It's who's is in the game. Kylie Kinsler, Tyra Henderson, Candace Dow, Peyton Robinson, and Tiny Henderson are in the game. So Tiny Henderson has the ball. Gets it over to Tyra Henderson. She puts it up for 2, and it's no good. And Kylie Kinsler puts it up, no good. And Tyra Henderson had the ball, and a jump ball was called, and there's 2.6 seconds to go. And now there's 1 second to go, and Nicole Skinner's going to the line. That foul is on Tyra Henderson. That's her second. That puts Nicole Skinner on the line for 2 free throws with the score of 52-49. It's still within miracle range for Elsberry. Free throw is good. That pretty much seals the game right there. Second free throw is good. That makes the score 54-49. And once again, 2 years in a row, Elsberry has fallen to Paris in a very close game. And I know these girls are upset. They don't need to be. They finished the season out at 16-11, and they, once again, this team also has shown so much improvement over the year, and much like the softball team, think of it this way. Every one of these players are going to be back next year. They're not losing anybody out of this team, and they will be back. And unlike some of the other teams, they are not one-dimensional in any way. We just saw that in this team, that they have one player that they count on. And if she wasn't out there, I mean, she got 24, 6, 8, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She got 35 of the 54 points. So without her, they only had 19 points. And again, I'm not trying to take anything away from Tori Hamilton. Not at all. I'm just saying that the team itself, Elsberry could have beaten them, but that's neither here nor there now. Scoring for tonight was Tanisha Henderson ended the night with 4 fouls and 3 points. Peyton Robinson ended the night with 4 points and 4 fouls. Candace Dow had 5 3-pointers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 15, 17 points for Candace Dow. Kylie Kinsler had 4, 5, 6, 7 points. And Olivia Kinsler had 3 points. And Tyra Henderson had 12, 14, 15 points. 12 of those came in the first half. And I missed what the final score was. How did I do that? I think it was 54-49. But anyway, and for Paris, we had Gracie Hatton with 2 points. Erin Heineke with 2 points. Nicole Skinner had 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 points. And she was also played a long time with 4 fouls. Tori Hamilton had 35 points. and she ended the game with 4 fouls. So congratulations to the Paris Lady Coyotes for their second year in a row that they play for the championship on Saturday. They play against Clopton, and that ought to be an interesting game. Unfortunately, I will not be here, and so I'd like to see that game. It ought to be an interesting game. But anyway, I won't be here. But well, that ends the season for the Elsberry Lady Indians, and I hate to see that happen. But they will all be back next year, and I just might also. And I kind of enjoy broadcasting these games. And so, like I said, every one of those players will be back next year, and they ought to have a really heck of a good team next year. I know there's always next year. But so I guess I will end this broadcast tonight by saying it's been an honor and a pleasure to broadcast these games for the Lady Indians. And in a couple of weeks, the baseball will start. So be sure and join us on YouTube, the Indian Sports Network, brought to you by the Elsberry Democrat, as we bring you every one of the baseball games, and then that will end the school year. And then it's next year starting back up with football and softball and back to the basketball, and as we just do it all over again. So I'm going to head out of here tonight. And for the Indian Sports Network, this is Kenny Masterson saying good night from Clopton High School. And thank you for a great season. We will see you next year.